the person that donated said that he gave Dr. Malinga the money, but to help Tsekeleke's family. So Malinga still needs to account to Tsekeleke's family and the donor as to where the money is. And then Malinga then said that no, SARS took 28K. And I remember even when Abu Blackhead said that, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I own an NGO, so I know how donation tax works. And SARS will not deduct or take donation from any person if the donation is below 100K. In fact, let me show you. Let me break it down to you like this. Okay, so you can see here, donation up to 100K per year per individuals are exempt from tax deduction. So SARS would not tax you. And secondly, if the gift exceeds 100K in a tax year, the donor, not the recipient, so the person that donated the money, the person that gave the money to Malinga, would be the one that is liable for paying 20%, paying 20% of the donation, not Malinga. So SARS would have not deducted 28,000 Rand from that. And again, 28,000 is not 20%.
Okay, so guys, for the people that we were live with, yeah, my phone died. So this is the contract. This is the contract. So I can't show the top part because that's where it has people's personal information like ID number, signatures, everything. And I don't want to be violating people's personal information. But this is the contract that Tsekeleke signed. 20 pages in English. Honestly speaking, this contract needs to be cancelled. And Malinga said he was going to make a live and tear the contract, and he has not done so. If he doesn't terminate it willingly, then we will drag it to court. Then he will go to court and he will explain why a person such as Tsekeleke is signing contracts that he does not understand in a language that he doesn't understand. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. This is literally binding him to be exploited. Isn't you said that the money was put into a company, right? And we don't know if it was declared a donation or a payment for services rendered. Wow. Let's say he declared it as services rendered. Then he committed fraud because that was not money for services rendered. It was a donation. And let's say he mistakenly declared it as services rendered and not donation. SARS has a form called request for correction. That is where you then tell SARS that, listen, 100K came into my account and I mistakenly declared it as part of my business, but it's not. It is a donation. Here is the donor's information and here is the terms of the donation. So can you please rectify this and can you please refund me? SARS will then refund you for that. SARS will refund you. And in the podcast, I asked Blackhead, did Dr. Malinga show you guys any proof that SARS actually did deduct? And she said that Dr. Malinga said, that information is beyond their intellectual capacity. So if Dr. Malinga is a genuine person, there is a way of rectifying the mistake if it was a mistake. If not, then he committed fraud. Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
Okay, I just want to ask you one question. Do you think it's fair what you are doing by speaking down on Dr. Malinga?
Yes, it's fair.
You saying Tsekeleke is what's name case is unfit to read and all that. So then what do you think we must say about you when you were claiming to be a doctor and things like that? So aren't you in the same category as Tsekeleke? So how is that going to be that we must listen to you when you are degrading Dr. Malinga? Because then we can put you in the same category as Tsekeleke.
Okay, you can say whatever you want to say about me the same way I can say whatever I want to say about Dr. Malinga or Tsekeleke or Blackhead. So public opinion is not limited by anything. So I will say what I want to say. The same way that you guys had opinions about me and I let you guys have opinions about me, I'm also going to have an opinion unconditionally so.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And to the people that think that my past makes me unfit, or you guys talked about me. I never came and I'm like, guys, don't talk about me. What? We're gonna talk. So you bringing up my past, thinking that it's going to make me pause for a second, think again. We cannot be blaming Zeki about the contract with Moja Love. Malinga, being the manager, surely knows. Aka Malinga is going to benefit from it. Is going to benefit from it. That is why he made Tsekeleke sign the contract, because he knew that he was going to benefit from it. Simple as that. Even Beji said Hore Malinga is milking Tsekeleke. And didn't Malinga have financial issues not long ago? Right now he's here with BMWs and everything. And one thing that I can tell you for sure is that I am pretty sure he's getting more donation using this family that he's not informing anybody about. Hello.
Buena, Mateo.
Hi, how are you?
Isa, buena.
I'm good, thank you.
Ihlalo sethe papa. When the 100,000 was negotiated.
I don't need to be there.
Okay, so didn't you see Mr. Mtlala's video?
I saw it.
Okay, so why are you so hell bent on saying Malinga or use the Chilateva to regulate?
Wait, okay.
Isn't the owner of the money happy about how the money was used?
He's not the owner of the money. The moment you donate money, you are no longer the owner of the money. The recipients are the owner of the money.
He said it himself. He said
Sorry?
it himself. He said it himself.
Said what?
Mr. Mtlala said the money that he gave to Malinga to assist Tsekeleke, he's so happy about it. He received the receipts. So if the owner is happy about it, why we're not on the problem?
He is not the owner of the money because he gave the money.
owner.
Actually, I'm letting you speak.
He is the owner.
It's not going to be this is not going to be a monologue. You understand? It's going to be a dialogue. So agree, I'm letting you speak. You're also going to let me speak.
So let me ask, if he's happy about how the money was used, why do you have a problem?
I have the problem because the money was not used in the way that it was supposed to be used. The money was supposed to be used to benefit Tsekeleke's family. The entire 100,000. You understand? So,
It didn't benefit them.
80,000 was used. Where is the 70? We want to know where is the 70. He claims that SARS took 28,000 rand. There is no such. There is no such that SARS took 28,000 rand from that. Where is it? That is what we want to know.
Do you have a calculator?
Yes, no, I have this.
Okay. From the 70,000, deduct 30,000. From the 100,000, deduct 30,000.
Yes, 70.
And then you take 28% of the 100%.
What's the 28% for? What's the...
I said get a calculator. You said it's all in your mind, dude.
I'm asking you, what is the... Actually, you said we must deduct 28%, or what did you say, 28,000? What is it for?
I said take 30,000 from the 100,000, but before you do that, take out 28% from the 100,000.
Okay, what is the 28% for?
It is for the tax.
There is no such.
Okay, let me tell you, there is such, boy.
Come with it.
The money didn't go to the foundation's account. Had it gone to the foundation's account, it was not going to be taxed. So Malinga says maybe you haven't been listening to him, or you have selective hearing. Malinga says, I'm not going to use all this money because SARS still has to take the 28%, which is 28,000, because the money was deposited in my account. So I'm going to keep this money. Yes, SARS hasn't taken that. He keeps saying only when we submit our provisional ITs, that's when we are going to pay this 28,000. Imagine if I take all the money and use it, and then I have to pay the 28,000 from my pocket. He keeps saying I've been bent before, so I don't want to repeat this.
Can I?
I urge you to educate yourself with SARS matters.
Let me educate you.
Maybe then you can understand better.
Wait, let me educate you now. It's my turn to educate you now, right? First of all, SARS It doesn't matter. The money is donation. And it was given as donation.
Is it declared as donation on the bank statement?
Whoa. The money is a donation. The donor said it's a donation. Any donations, it's not 28% that SARS deducts, it's 20% by law. 20%, number one. Number two, any amount that is 100,000 and less, it is exempt from tax. Exempt means that it is not taxed, number one. If, let's say, this donor gave Malinga 150,000, it is the donor, the person that gave the money, he is liable to pay that 20%, not the recipient. The recipient right now, it is Malinga because he received the money. The recipient does not get taxed. It's called donation tax. He does not pay it. The donor pays it, number one. Even if the money is put in a business account, for the mere fact that it is a donation, it falls under donation tax, not business tax, number one. Secondly, when it comes to declaration of tax, if Malinga declared that 100,000, because every deposit must be declared. If he declared the 100,000 as being part of his business, he committed fraud because the money was not put in his account because of services rendered. It was given to Malinga, so he helped Tsekeleke. That is a donation. Let's for a split second say Malinga mistakenly declared that money and put part of his business. And he can rectify it by SARS. There's a form called ROC, which is, it's request, ROC, request for correction. You don't even have to go to SARS. Your e-filing, it's a form that you fill and you tell SARS that, listen, when I declared my finances, I misdeclared the 100,000 as part of my business. That money was not part of my business, that was a donation. And this is the donor, this is the terms and condition of the donation, and these are the recipients. So may you please refund not 28,000, but 20,000, not 28%, but 20%. Then SARS will correct it and they will refund the money. Whether it was the money came in through a business, a personal, e-wallet, under the bed, under the carpet, it does not matter. It is still a donation because the donor said it's a donation. Finished in class. Malinga is feeding you guys nonsense and you are eating the nonsense with your hands. You're not even using fork and knife. I don't know where you went because I wasn't done, so let me educate you. Yo, what 28%? Where have you ever seen SARS deducting 28%? Yo? Can all these liberator people come? Let them come. I want them.
Hello, I'm Zaidi Gossip. Dr. Matthew Lani has moved from being a fake doctor to an attorney. 2 weeks ago, he was trying to get involved between Gogo Skoteni and Gogo Maweni. He was busy rooting for Gogo Skoteni. Now, they made peace, Ushejimakeng. Not that he hasn't learned to get involved in people's drama. Now, just because of Tsekeleke and Black Cat went to his podcast as guests, he's now defending them left, right, and center. He is publishing videos like nobody's business. So, yeah, Matthew Lani ne? Last year, he was impersonating to be a doctor. This year, it's an attorney. Like, he could get into trouble with the law. He doesn't learn. If Dr. Malinga can open a case or probably sue Dr. Matthew Lani for Poppy Act and defamation of character against Matthew Lani for just posting Tsekeleke's contract on social media. Like, it's that easy. I could easily pause this video, decrease the speed, zoom into it, screenshot, and I could read out the terms and conditions, contract, Tsekeleke. The one that Matthew Lani had posted here. You cannot be posting personal information ya motho mongwe on social media. Dr. Matthew Lani can get into trouble with the law. Like, he doesn't learn. He doesn't learn. It's not like, he doesn't learn. And another thing, when I say that Dr. Matthew Lani can lose this case before it even goes to court, ne? If maybe they will try and settle it in the judge's offices. Dr. Matthew Lani is not a qualified or an appointed attorney. On its own, his title on social media is Dr. Matthew Lani. He does not even have the qualifications to use the word doctorate. He can get sued for that. Fine, maybe they'll just say it's a username. So how does he stand a chance to represent Tsekeleke or Black Cat in court with no qualification whatsoever in his name? He's still fighting a case of being a fake doctor. Now he's taking another chance of trying to represent Tsekeleke and Black Cat in terms of the contract. Like Matthew Lani, smart as he is, we need to give him that credit. He needs to slow down. He needs to slow down and do his own thing without being involved in people's dramas, because this can get him into trouble. It's like, it's like he didn't plan out what he wants to do for 2025. I think he planned it out last year, but it's not landing very well. It's not only really Tsekeleke Black Cat. I see him everything when something trends on TikTok. He's always trying to give an opinion, trying to make it a big deal, and then we're like, "Hi, Bo, now you are giving us Mugozi content now. What happened to you telling us about medication, pills, and what?
Been seeing people saying a lot of things, and I took that, and I did see where I went wrong. But Dr. Matthew, no, he's a fine one to talk. He's a fine one to talk. Dr. Matthew shouldn't even start with me. Ndayikhipha nje indaba zakhe, starting from the boy that he was dating, and he stole that boy's ID. He was using that boy's ID for his stupid reasons. Dr. Matthew should not. Do we still call him a doctor? Is he still a doctor? Do we still call him a doctor? He should be focusing on rebuilding his career, not ukungena emkosini.
I feel like he's just all over. He's trying to find himself, what he loves, what is his niche on social media, and what could work for him. He is positive. He could just focus on that and continue to teach us about medication, different kinds of pills and syrups and skin products and tontoni, the things that he used to do before it got out of hand. Because I used to even watch him and listen to him. He gives good tips. I don't want to lie, he gives good tips. And the things that he's saying, you can tell, or no, they make a lot of sense. But nah, man, his energy is not he's not, like, he's just all over, man. Like, he's just all over. He needs to channel his energy to do what he genuinely loves. Him getting involved in people's businesses could get him into trouble. Where else he still has a case that is still pending, or probably maybe they closed the docket. Now we don't know. Mar, nkare go potse ga di seleng Dr. Matthew Lani. Anyway, let's address the points that Dr. Matthew Lani had said about contract. Tsekeleke. According to Dr. Matthew Lani, he is saying Dr. Malinga told Black Cat and Tsekeleke that from that 100,000 rand, he paid 28,000 rand to SARS. And when we look at exemptions for tax, according to Dr. Matthew Lani, he's saying that 100K for donation is exempt. You cannot be taxed any donation that is less than 100,000 rand. And even if they tax you 100,000 rand and more, if it's 100,000 and more, it's going to be 20%. So 20% of 100K, it's not 28,000. It was going to be 20,000. And the person in this case who is going to be taxed, it cannot be Dr. Malinga. It will be Mr. Morgan Motlhale, because he is the person that donated the money. The person that is receiving the money cannot be taxed. So, Dr. Malinga is not transparent, guys. Yes, Dr. I mean to say Mr. Mhlale has closed this chapter, and the person who opened this can of worms is Piwe Mzansi. That's why we're still revisiting this topic all over and all over again. If Dr. Malinga hadn't done that interview yesterday with Piwe, we wouldn't be here still talking about this 100K issue. Mr. Mhlala na itswale chitaba ek, and then Dr. Malinga decided to, no, I'm still gonna talk about it. He could have just pleaded the fifth and not say anything and just say, no, I don't want to talk about this. But look at where we are today. What Dr. Matthew Lani running with the story, I'm talking about it, and many other people. And this it's making Dr. Malinga to come out as someone that is not accountable, transparent, and honest, especially when coming to money. And guys, that 100K, it cannot be the 28,000, the 30K, the 30K when I mean 10,000 black cat, 10,000 mama Tsekeleke, 10,000 Tsekeleke, 5.5 mbete lidi fridge. Dr. Malinga Lena somehow he is wrong, guys. And he was not providing receipts, all of the receipts, especially Janjam Mbete lidi fridge, to the public. Because now when all of these drama started, it was to the public. Some he chooses information to share, some he doesn't. So he's not transparent, Dr. Malinga. Something more is not make sure. Where there's smoke, there's fire.